Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Gerson, VP of Marketing for MPS Credit Union and the president of the Pinecrest Business Association. Today, I'm joined by one of our long-term members, Bob Feltman. Thank you so much for joining me today, Bob.
Thanks for having me.
We really look forward to having you on today. So for those of you out there in social media land that don't know you, who's Bob Feltman?
Well, I'm Bob Feltman. That should be the easiest answer I come up with all day. And so what I've done is I've created a computer repair company, and I've made it very different than the other solutions that most of them offer in the marketplace. And what's unique about my service, we repair computers, and we do it remotely. So this has very positive implications, and I'll explain if that's okay. So when you have a project that's due at 4 o'clock and at 1 o'clock, PowerPoint's not working.
Yep.
So you call me on the phone within 5 minutes and your permission, I'm in the computer. In an hour, I'm done. You've made your deadline. So anyone who dispatches technicians to physically come to your home or office can't do that. If we need to come to a home or office, not a problem. Community Newspapers is a client of mine. I think when I came in, they had 9 computers for me to repair. And so when it's necessary, I can show up somewhere. So what is unique about All American Solutions is that we have a fixed price for computer repair. It's $99. So my statement is we will repair any computer for $99, Windows or Mac, with a money-back guarantee.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, the price is obviously very affordable, but for the fact that you get a money-back guarantee on the services, and I'm sure very seldomly there's a case that you can't fix the computer, but let's backtrack. So you're Bob, but the name of the company is All American Solutions.
All American Solutions.
So I know the history behind All American Solutions, but why don't you tell our listening audience what the background is to it?
Okay, so the whole reason the company got created is to fix a problem that we have with offshore support. And often it's a different culture than ours. And it's very difficult to not get frustrated and to get things resolved that you wish to get resolved when you're dealing with someone overseas. All American Solutions is an American company. All of our technicians are U.S. military veterans. And I want to stress how important that is. So
That's special. That is special.
When these brave men and women, when they come back after volunteering to put a flak jacket on and get a rifle and shoot people and have them shoot at them, how do we pay them back? And I don't know the answer. Even though I'm doing this and I will only hire U.S. military veterans as our technicians, that will never change. It's just a little drop in the bucket.
Well, employing them is one of the answers.
It is the answer. And so when these guys come back, these brave men and women come back from war, they're really messed up and they need a soft place to land. And when they can earn a living working from their home, even in a wheelchair, they need one eye and one arm. That's it. If they can do that, they can be gainfully employed. They feel productive.
Yes.
Their families are a little more comfortable because no one's worrying about how they're going to pay the electric bill next month. So, I mean, this is the least we can do for them. It certainly is something I will always do. I don't think it's enough, and I'll figure out another way to assist them as I have with this venture going forward.
How many employees do you have?
There are 7 of us. There are 6 techs, 1 of me. And on our staff, we have certified network engineers. And that's really, really important because that pertains to networks. And when you have a file server software and you're having an issue, you need a CNE, a certified network engineer, to get in there, understand it, and resolve it. And
so for those of us that don't understand, what does that mean in English?
Okay, so you can be a technician. That means you can fix a computer. But if you know how to set up and modify adds, moves, and changes in networking, where you actually have a file server, some people can share 4 different applications on it, some 6, however they want to set that up. That's how it would work.
And is there a typical geographical area that you serve, or is it anywhere because most of it's computer based?
It's everywhere in the U.S. I've had a customer that I know here who needed me to service an associate of his in Canada, and I did it. And I have an ex that's in Switzerland, and she's nice enough to let me fix her computer for free. So we're not restricted for where we can do the service, but we are focused, and it's U.S. based only. And unfortunately, it's because Other people will give us bad credit cards. It'll look like it's good, and we'll get a charge back in the next 3 or 4 days, and we don't need that.
And you mentioned that it's $99 for a service call, but is that the entire charge, or how does the charges work?
Really good question. So all U.S. based, U.S. military veterans as the technicians, it's a fixed price. It's $99. And if I can't fix it, it's free. It's very simple. Now, that doesn't happen to us very often because we're highly competent.
Mhm.
So we'll ask a few questions up front, and we'll know whether it's a hardware related issue. And a hardware related issue we're not going to be able to address intentionally and unfortunately. And we don't want to be in the parts business and, you know, stocking it, you get the wrong part. It's a headache. 6% of computer repairs are hardware based. We're in the 94% of that business with the ability to respond immediately, have smart guys who've seen it before, fix it.
Mhm.
That's what we do really, really well.
So are there different levels of service that All American Solutions provides?
There are. So we have $99 to fix a computer, Windows or Mac. $150 for taking a computer, and I can do this remotely. Take it from Windows 7 to Windows 10. I can actually do the update remotely. And then if it's an odd project and there are some special things we need to do, we'll come up with while we're in that conversation, we'll come up with a price, and that'll be it. I think that the fixed price is really, really important. It should be important to us. And that's because you can't have the fox watch the hen house. And if a technician comes over to your house and he takes 2 hours doing something he could have done in 1 hour, it's not fair to you. So we have this fixed price intentionally. If we run into trouble, the problem's ours, not yours.
That's fantastic. And I guess that's a case in point. You can keep track of efficiencies and so on and so forth by them working remotely, because you see where they're logged in, when they're logged in, and so on and so forth.
You betcha. So we have all these systems in place. When you call our 800 number,
Mhm.
it comes to me first. If I don't pick it up, it goes to head of technical services second, Franco
Right.
Webb. And it's a whole process, and it's a very smooth machine because we were able to create it. So we don't have the things that had been problems that I'd seen all throughout my business career. We've done it correctly the
Right.
first time.
You mentioned that, we're in community newspaper. We're in the CN studios here. And thank you to Grant and Michael Miller for hosting us every week. You mentioned they're one of your clients.
Yes.
So what size businesses do you like to work with? Do you work with a varying size of businesses, one-man shops to what size?
A variety. So certainly any consumer, any citizen who wants to have their computer fixed, no problem. If we get into an environment where someone's got 100 or 200 PCs, we will only take it if we feel that we can do so correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all about fixing some of the problems that we had going offshore for support. And unfortunately, everyone's gone offshore, even AT&T. You call them now and it's in India.
Enough said. So what are the hours of All American Solutions?
Good question again. 9 to 9, Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday and Sunday. We're a 7-day-a-week shop.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Because the worst things always happen on the weekends.
They happen.
What about holidays?
We're open.
You're open.
Yeah. So I'll give those guys Veterans Day and 4th of July off, and I'll handle the overflow.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So you don't stop on those days?
No.
Because things always happen on either your air conditioner breaks
Right.
or your computer breaks, right? One of the two.
Right. The computer will break at the least convenient time, and your air conditioner will break in the summer in Miami.
Yes.
Both wish to be avoidable.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. So for example, my son ripped his space bar off of his computer, and I'm like, how do I get that fixed?
Well, you probably can buy another space bar key. It should click down.
Tried that.
Really?
They say I need a whole new
keyboard. Well, is this a laptop?
Yeah, Dell.
This is really good. So now I'm getting a valid question, and you're going to hear my response. The least expensive way to resolve that is to buy an external keyboard for $15 and plug it into any available USB port. It'll automatically work.
Okay.
If you need to fix the keyboard pad on the laptop, it's probably going to have some expense associated with it. I wouldn't be surprised if it was $150, $175.
Yeah, I'm going to have to fix the keypad because he's got to take it to school.
Yeah,
they all take computers to school today.
Underneath those keys is a rubber mat, a rubber pad, and it's got the built up, it wouldn't be an indentation, it would be the other direction. So this this pad sits across all of your keys, which are little stumps underneath, spring loaded. And on top of that, you snap the keys down. The design is meant to protect the computer should you spill a little moisture on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I've done that.
the people I know spill Cokes on them, and they spill the other stuff.
I've spilled a Diet Sprite. I spilled a whole Diet Sprite in my laptop.
It had
computer.
to fry it. Did it fry it?
Yeah. Thank God I knew somebody that was able to get all the information off the hard drive. But yeah, I fried the computer.
Right. That's achievable. So often when everybody should realize you've got to back up unless the information on your computer is not important to you. If it's important, the first time that you find the computer failed and you can't get that data off, you'll never forget it and you'll back up religiously after that. These are inexpensive and simple things to put in place. And I recommend everybody try to avoid the pain of losing all your data. And if you have photos, they're gone. I think if we think about this just for a few minutes, you will conclude backing up will save you a great deal of heartburn going forward.
Yes. Hi, Gary. Thank you for watching. We have somebody that was commenting. So what advice do you give to people when they start having computer issues? I know sometimes you'll start getting like a little finicky, and you shouldn't ignore that kind of stuff, right?
Great question. You should not ignore it. So, and I'll get back to what the source of the problems are, but when you have these problems, they typically get worse and worse and worse. If you wait and you have viruses on your computer and you let it slow down and slow down and slow down, we may get to a point where I can't fix it. So that serves no constructive purpose to anybody.
Because some of those viruses can slowly just destroy your computer and your files, right? Yeah.
Well, all this ransomware stuff has been around for 7 or 8 years, and the software that we recommend to our clients to protect their computers, WebRoot. WebRoot had the protection against Corona. Ransomware. Excuse me. 7, 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. And so what is going to happen when you get it? So that ransomware in and of itself is encrypted. So what they're doing is that they'll go and run an encryption key on your computer, and they have the breaking code for that. And you have to pay them the money. Mm-hmm. And often they don't send you a code that works, an unencryption key. So that's about ransomware. On the other side of this is any virus that you get, its nature is to act like a weed and wrap itself around the roots and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. That's why when that computer gets so slow, sometimes it cannot be fixed.
Right.
All of us want to avoid that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. Nothing is more frustrating when you're trying to work and either your computer is very slow or you have to keep restarting it, because that's always the answer you get from IT. Did you restart the computer? Did you reboot the computer?
There is the beauty of this business for us, All American Solutions. Within 5 minutes, if you call me up, I can be in that computer working on it. You cannot accomplish that any other way.
So with that being said, what are the primary objectives? What's your mission statement of All American Solutions?
This is a little unique as well. So we don't want to just fix the computer. We have an education side to All American Solutions where you can come into a class, you can get it privately. Our objective is to fix what's wrong with the computer and then teach you how to avoid that in the future. That's exactly what we do.
Well, and that's what most of us lay people need, because it's like the car, right? I'm going to make this analogy. It's like putting gas in the car. That's the only thing I know how to do the car. I put gas in the car and I drive the car, right? That's all I need to know. But the computer, I know how to turn it on and I know how to do my work.
Probably a couple more things too. Yeah.
No, I know how to do all the stuff I need to do, but I don't know how to fix it.
Right.
Like when my son came to me with the laptop and the space bar in one hand and some little silver things, I'm like, of course, at 11 o'clock at night, I'm like, are you kidding me? And so, yeah, we have to get that fixed before summer's over. So what advice would you leave our listeners with today? What advice do you want to give our audience with their computers?
Okay, this is going to be very direct. Never, ever, ever open an email from someone that you don't know. But if you open it, it still hasn't triggered it yet. If somebody puts a link in that email and you hit it, you could be infected with a virus. So we all use computers. We don't send emails to people that we know with just a link in it. There's some description. Hi, Jane, nice seeing you the other day. The social part of it has to occur. So when you see an email from someone that you don't know and you open it, I would delete it. But if you open it, never ever click on that link.
Correct. And that's huge advice. And also, if the the from email address looks a little funky. So if it's us.amazon.net.com, you don't want to open that. I get all these crazy emails like UPS notification, and it's just a link. I mean, I delete everything.
It's called phishing, P-S-I-H-I-N-G.
Mm-hmm.
They're throwing these lines out to millions of people. And if they get 1,000, 2,000 to respond, they've accomplished their goal, unfortunately. But they're crooks, and they probably don't have a business here in this country.
And what information can they get when they're doing that? So when you click on those links, where does that take you? What information are they taking from you, more importantly?
Well, it could be in either direction. Typically, when you get an email from someone you don't know and it merely has a link in it, not even any description, then if you click on that link, you could get a virus injected to your computer immediately. It could bring you to a website that's going to inject it. Let me go one step further. The first thing a virus does is look at either this PC or my computer in Windows 7. And that's where you can see your C drive and all your primary folders, desktop, downloads, documents. And, I lost my train of thought.
It'll infiltrate those documents and those drives.
Thank you so much. So the first thing that virus does is look and see what's connected and infect everything. So if you're backing up and and it's really important data, unplug the backup device when you go home each night or when you're finished. And you should do that by the eject option, which is a right mouse click on that. And then you say eject, then it's safe to remove or to put it, you can put any device in, but it's safe to remove it then.
What does that do?
What is
that button where you have to click to say to safely eject your thing? Is that, do you really have to click on that?
You do. Otherwise you're going to get an error in Windows. Will you damage your computer? No.
But you'll end up getting a Windows error.
Yeah, you'll get a Windows error. And, you get enough of them and your computer will be very, very slow. So this is all about when you begin to see a problem, you have to draw a line in the sand and determine at what point do I get this repaired? Because what you can count on is it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And if you get so close to the end, it could be unretrievable. And by backing up, that's resolved. You buy a backup drive one time, use it for your next 5 computers.
What size do you recommend buying?
3 of 1. It's a very good question. So whatever size your hard drive is on the computer, multiplied times 3, that's the size of your hard drive.
Like I have a 2 terabyte one, which I think will last me for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
probably.
2 terabytes is a lot. It's a lot. And but once you do that, in both Windows and Mac, you set up a backup and it's automatic. You don't have to play with it. So some of these things are really important to have healthy, predictable use out of your computer.
Right. Is there anything we didn't touch on?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to look at my notes here. So what I would say is what makes us unique, besides our competency, is it's a fixed price of $100, $99. There's a money back guarantee. If we can't fix it, it didn't cost you anything. And that if it matters to you, all of our techs are U.S. military veterans. Hopefully something you'll take away from this is that we do remote access computer repair services. If I needed to stop into an office like community newspapers, of course, I would do that.
He's always happy to come here and see Grant, right, Grant? So, yes, I'm sorry, I interrupted you, but
you're fine.
I mean, it's a money back guarantee. It's less than $100 to have you guys log in and try to see if you can fix your computer, which I'm sure 9.9 times out of 10, you absolutely can. So Bob is very involved in the Pinecrest Business Association, as well as many other local business associations. I just saw him in Kendall on Tuesday night, all the way out west. I mean, we went out west and then went even further west, but it was a nice event. It was a very nice event.
Yeah.
So the PBA, we will be meeting again on August 19th for an after hours event at Pig Floyd Barbecue on Old Cutler and 168 from 6 to 8. We're joining forces with the Palmetto Bay Business Association. We're bringing an end of summer happy hour. So come on out and join us. I'll be there. I'm pretty sure Bob will be there if he's in town. And thank you for watching. We'll see you again next week. Thank you for joining me today.
My pleasure.
And we'll see you next week. Thank you, everybody.
Let me give one thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Don't hang up yet.
If you want to have my phone number, it's 888-246-9990. One more time, 888-246-9990.
And what's your website?
AllAmericansolutions.com. Thank you.
You're welcome. And if you forgot that, you can go to pinecrestbusiness.com and search our directory. Bob is out there. He's in that directory. Thank you again, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.